For Christine Gautier, the fight to get a wheelchair lift in her home has been an uphill battle.
I have to crawl down the stairs on my butt with the wheelchair in front of me to be able to access my house.
While pleading her case to a Veterans Affairs case manager over the phone in 2019, she was told something that would leave her feeling shocked.
If things are so hard at this point and you just can't keep going on, and you know we can assist you with aid to die.
That woman that you saw right there is Canadian Army veteran and Paralympian Christine Gautier. She was injured in a training exercise, which left her with degenerative back injuries that have now led to her being confined to a wheelchair. Christine needs a chairlift in her home, and she's needed one for at least 5 years, but she can't get Veterans Affairs to pay for one, which forces her to wriggle up and down her stairs on her belly like an animal instead of a woman who served this country with honor and distinction. And when Christine called Veterans Affairs Canada to ask about the state of her file, the angel of death bureaucrat on the other end of the line offered her medical assistance in dying, MAID, instead of the chairlift she needed from the government. While I think the offers from Canada's Veterans Affairs bureaucracy to struggling Canadian veterans to have them access medical assistance in dying, as opposed to just doing their jobs and providing the care and assistance and support that our veterans need, I think those things are horrendous. But I remain heartened by how much normal Canadians care about this absolute outrage and mistreatment. Now, to see more of our coverage on the slippery slope of the medical assistance in dying protocols here in Canada, and to sign our petition to the government calling on them to offer people help and not medical homicide, please visit helpnothomicide.com. Now, I was forwarded something the other day, and it's from a regular viewer of my paywalled show, The Gun Show. It's from my friend Bruce in Radway, Alberta, and he had taken the time to send a letter directly to Veterans Affairs Minister Lawrence MacAulay, because Bruce cares about the sacred covenant that Canadians have with our veterans, even if the government seemingly doesn't. Now, here's the response that Bruce got back. I think you should see it. Dear Mr. Atchison, thank you for your email, which was forwarded by the Office of the Minister of Justice regarding medical assistance in dying. Veterans Affairs Canada's top priority is to provide our nation's service personnel with the very best care and benefits in recognition of the sacrifices they have made for us. Respect for the dignity of all individuals is one of our core values and is at the heart of everything we do as a department. But that's not true. Every year, veteran Paul Franklin has to prove that his legs that he lost in a suicide bombing didn't magically regrow like he's some sort of lizard to Veterans Affairs. And in speaking with Christine Gautier, she told me she has to prove the same thing, that her permanent paralysis that she received in a training exercise has not resolved itself. She has to prove that to Veterans Affairs every year. As you note, Veterans Affairs Canada recently learned of inappropriate discussions on medical assistance in dying that took place between a departmental employee and veterans. I take this issue very seriously and deeply regret these unacceptable incidents and the distress they caused. I have directed the Deputy Minister to undertake a full and thorough investigation of the incidents, and steps have been taken to prevent any future occurrence. Veterans Affairs Canada continues to review all available information to ensure the investigation and report are accurate and complete. So far, the department's investigation indicates that the issue is not widespread or systemic. Rather, it appears to be isolated to a single employee who is no longer with the department. But that's not true, is it?
My name is Mark Meinke. I'm an Army veteran who served with the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry. In 1994, I served as a UN peacekeeper during the genocide in Croatia. And for the record, it was not ethnic cleansing. I hate that word. It was a genocide. Ethnic cleansing is a euphemism. I was on rotation for Operation Harmony. As a result of my service and numerous incidents that happened during my tour, I was injured with PTSD. But of course, in 1994, nobody had a clue what the heck that was. So I went undiagnosed for 23 years. You want to see a 23-year train wreck? I'll give you my biography. And that is the common story. I've run into veterans that are Vietnam and Korea veterans that are just now reaching out for help. People in their 70s and 80s that are just now reaching out for help. So when you make that first phone call, pardon me, when I made that first phone call, it was a 1,000-pound telephone.
That said, if you or a loved one have had a similar experience, please reach out if you or they are willing to speak with us, and then they give the numbers. If anyone is hesitant to contact the department for any reason, I can't imagine why, the Office of the Veterans Ombudsman is available to review any complaints, incidents, reports, or information as an independent third party, and then they give out that number also. Our frontline staff receive ongoing training to equip them to better understand and address the unique challenges faced by our servicemen and women. A reminder specific to medical assistance in dying has been shared with all staff who work directly with veterans. I can confirm that providing information or advice on medical assistance in dying is not and has never been a service provided by the department. Veterans Affairs Canada's employees have no role in initiating conversations, tell that to Christine, or offering counsel on this issue. This is a subject for discussion solely between individuals and their health care practitioners. Some of our veterans, however, have proactively reached out to Veterans Affairs Canada to ask how accessing medical assistance in dying might impact the benefits their survivors are entitled to. Benefits are not impacted. That's awful. For immediate support, veterans and their families and their caregivers can call the VAC Assistance Service, and then they give the number to receive counseling and referrals for personal concerns affecting their well-being. Although if I were a veteran, I'd be scared too. This confidential service is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and is delivered by a nationwide team of mental health professionals. There is no eligibility requirement or cost. Again, thank you for writing, and I hope that the information provided is helpful. Your concern for the welfare of our brave servicemen and women is appreciated. Sincerely, the Minister in Charge, Lawrence MacAulay. Imagine being one of these angels of death, working at the Veterans Affairs bureaucracy and realizing that the people helping you cover up your evil and your wrongs are your bosses, and they're doing it to save themselves from being politically euthanized. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. To sign our petition calling on the federal government to offer our struggling veterans and struggling Canadians the help they need and not some shortcut to the other side, please go to helpnothomicide.com and sign the petition today.